Have you ever looked at your flight confirmation and seen that little 6-digit code? It seems pretty simple, right? But what if I told you that code is the key to a hidden world, a secret language of commands that literally powers the entire global travel industry? Today, we're going to pull back the curtain and decode that language to see exactly how your travel plans come to life.
So how do travel agents actually book a flight? They're not just clicking around on a website like the rest of us. No, they are speaking a very specific, specialized language directly to the heart of the global travel network. Let's take a look at what that network actually is. It's called the GDS, which stands for Global Distribution System. Now, you can think of this as the central nervous system for the entire travel industry. It's this massive, worldwide web connecting agents to airline seats, hotel rooms, you name it. And to use it, you can't just point and click. You have to know the language, a unique command-based language.
All right, so let's start building a booking. Every single journey starts with a passenger. And in the GDS, the whole booking is built inside a digital folder called a passenger name record, or PNR. And the very first thing that has to go in there is, of course, the passenger's name.
Okay, but check out the structure here. This is not like just casually typing a name into a search bar. The command has to start with N and a period, telling the system a name is coming. Then it is strictly last name first, Islam, then a slash, then the first name, and then a title. Every single character here has a job to do.
And getting this right is absolutely crucial. This isn't just about neat data entry. A single typo, even a missing middle name that's on the passport, could mean the passenger gets turned away at the airport, denied boarding. So these digital commands have very immediate, very real-world consequences.
Okay, so the system has the name, but it also needs to know, what kind of passenger are they? An adult, a child, an infant? Because each category has its own special command and its own set of rules. The basic N command is for adults, but if you're booking for kids or infants, you need to add a bit more detail.
For instance, look at this command for adding a child. The agent adds this right after an adult's name. The -C tells the system this is a child, the 08 is their age, and then you have to put their exact date of birth in parentheses. This is so important because it's how the system calculates the correct fare and makes sure all the airline's age rules are followed.
All right, so the names are in the PNR. What's next? Well, we need a way to get in touch. We've got to add contact details. But it's not as simple as just throwing in a phone number. The system needs to know exactly who that number is for.
And that's because there are actually two different channels for communication here. The AP command, that's for the agency phone. It's basically for the travel agency's own records. But the TK command, that's the one that's super important for the traveler. That's the passenger's phone number, and it gets sent straight to the airline so they can text you about delays or gate changes. You really need both.
Okay, so we've got the passenger's name and their contact info loaded into the system. But here's the thing. The booking isn't actually confirmed yet. It's just a reservation. And the airline isn't going to hold those seats forever. The agent has to set a deadline.
And that deadline has a name, the ticketing time limit, or TTL. The best way to think about it is like putting an item on hold at a store. The agent is telling the airline, hey, save these seats for my client. They promise to pay by this exact date and time. But if they miss that deadline, poof, the reservation just disappears.
And the command to set this critical deadline is, believe it or not, pretty simple. TKOK 29 Jan. That little string of text tells the system that the ticketing status is OK until January 29th. It's a tiny command, but it's the one that starts that all-important ticking clock on the entire booking.
So, we have the names, we have the contacts, we've set the deadline, all the pieces of the puzzle are in place. Now it's time for the grand finale, the final critical steps that turn all of this data into a real, actual, confirmed booking.
It all comes down to two last commands. The first is received from, or RF. This is where the agent puts in their name or initials. You can think of it as their digital signature, where they take responsibility for the booking. And then the final move, end and retrieve, or ER. This is basically the big red save button for the whole PNR.
And I really can't overstate this. Until that ER command is entered, the booking doesn't exist anywhere but on the agent's screen. It's just a draft. The ER command is what sends everything to the airline and makes it official. If you forget this one step, all that work is gone, and the passenger has no ticket.
And then, success! The system talks back, and it gives you this, a unique 6-character code. And that is the PNR.
That's the confirmation code you see on your e-ticket. It's the master key to the entire trip, holding every piece of information we just put in, all bundled up in one neat little record.
So we've seen all the commands, we've walked through the process, but you might be wondering, why does this kind of old-school code-based system still matter in our modern world of apps and websites? What's the big takeaway here?
Well, it really all boils down to a few really important things. First, precision is everything. One wrong letter can literally cancel a trip. Second, it's a universal language. These codes mean an agent in one country can instantly understand a booking made on the other side of the world. It's the hidden structure, the foundation that all modern travel is built on. And finally, it shows the value of human expertise. You need a skilled person who can translate our simple request, "I want to fly to London," into this powerful, precise language.
So the next time you're holding a boarding pass and you see that 6-character PNR code, maybe you'll see it a little differently. It's not just a random jumble of letters and numbers. It's the final proof of a hidden language, a whole digital conversation that happened behind the scenes to make your journey possible.